Fliff Sportsbook has some competition on their hands. While they were the first social sportsbook to really blow up and gain traction with bettors, there are two new social sportsbooks entering the space that are also legal in almost every state, just as Fliff is. And those are Noig and Profit X. They work very similar to Fliff and kind of operate like a normal sportsbook, but they're actually peer-to-peer betting exchanges where you're not betting against the house, but other people. A few similarities across these three books is that you can actually bet and win real money, you can bet coins for fun, you can bet on almost any player prop or betting market that you can on regular sports books, and last but already mentioned, they're legal in almost every state. And the biggest difference when comparing Fliff to ProfitX and Noig is the fact that Fliff, you're betting against the house, ProfitX and Noig, it's actually peer-to-peer betting. Essentially, they are a sportsbook exchange. As you can see here on ProfitX website, they state that ProfitX is a sports exchange where users can set odds for others or accept odds already available on the exchange. Essentially, you can get the best possible odds across the sportsbook market by setting your own odds, and then hopefully somebody accepts the other side and your bet goes through. Or somebody decides they like Patrick Mahomes over passing touchdowns, they set their own odds, you actually like the under, and you love the odds you're getting it at opposite of that person that set the odds originally, and you take that bet. I absolutely love this format, and the fact that you can actually set your own odds, almost guaranteeing that you can get yourself the best possible odds across the sportsbook market. Of course, if somebody accepts the other side and the bet goes through. The real question you should be asking yourself is, how do you gain an edge over these other users placing these odds? Well, it's simple. Most of you know I use Daily Grind Fantasy to compare sportsbooks lines and odds back to Fliff, Prize Picks, and other DFS apps. Well, we're doing the same thing on Noig and ProfitX to find the best possible value, but instead of finding where Fliff is off from the rest of the market because they've set a bad line, we're finding where other users in this peer-to-peer format have set bad lines and where we can snipe the best possible odds when comparing back to the market. Now, don't get me wrong, I love all three of these apps and I will still take advantage when Fliff is messing up, like this bet I'm getting in now. Now, let's do it on ProfitX and Noig. First things first, let me show you how easy it is to use Noig and to get a bet off. We see that at the top of the optimizer, we're going to be taking John Mechie over 3.5 receptions. So we're going to go to the Houston Texans game, click receiving, scroll down, we'll see receptions. We're going to be taking John Mechie over 3.5 receptions, and you can actually see the liquidity on each side of this bet. So at plus 110, there is still $364 worth of betting to be placed on that side. We'll go ahead and take up $50 of this at plus 110, and we got it locked in. So somebody has bet the other side at under 3.5 and gave us plus 110 odds on the over, and when we compare back to the rest of the market, we see we are getting a steal on John Mechie's over for receptions at plus 110, when the rest of the market all agrees this should be closer to minus 110. Somebody messed up setting these odds. We're going to take advantage of it. Does everyone understand how crazy that is? These aren't sharp sports books with multi-million-dollar algorithms and models setting these lines and odds. These are real people that like the opposite sides of these bets, setting the odds, creating profitable betting opportunities for us sharp sports bettors to take advantage of when line comparing. There's a reason you don't see any of these sharp sports books with John Mechie over 3.5 receptions at plus 110. They believe this actually has a much better chance to hit the over than what these odds say on Noig that we're getting. You could sit right here on Daily Grind Fantasy and find bets that have an edge just like this all day long with other people betting the other side. Or, for instance, Josh Allen, over 8.5 rush attempts. You see it's minus 102 on Noig, which seems to be pretty good value when comparing back to the rest of the market. But let's see if we can actually get this at even better value. So we're going to go to Josh Allen rushing attempts, and we are going to click over 8.5. But this time, we actually want to create our own line and set these odds ourselves. So let's say we want to make a bet here, and we're actually going to ask for plus 105 on the over of 8.5 rush attempts, and we want it for $50. We're going to go ahead and place order. Now, as long as somebody bets the opposite side of this, we are going to be getting the best possible odds at plus 105. As you can see, no other book is even plus money, including what you can currently get on Noig. So let's see if somebody takes it. So as you can see right now, it is just sitting in my portfolio as active and unmatched. So nobody has matched me and bet the other side of this. I'll update you when it happens. And before I get into ProfitX and show you how easy that platform is to navigate place bets, and find bets with an edge using Daily Grind Fantasy. I did want to mention that I will leave a link down in the description for Daily Grind Fantasy, but if you wanted to use code DustinDGF18, you will get 25% off your very first month. And now let's talk Profit X, which works just like Noig, but the UI is different. You can make your own odds or accept somebody else's. Oh, I didn't realize I wasn't on the homepage. I promise I wasn't trying to gloat about being 7-0 in my last 7 bets or anything. Let's get into it. Just like Noig, Profit X has all of the markets: player props, money lines, spreads, and totals. And since we talked about player props on Noig, let's go ahead and move into some totals and spreads on Profit X and show you how it works. Let's look at the very top play off the Profit X optimizer at Daily Grind Fantasy. We can see that it's Hawaii minus 3.5 point spread at plus 105 odds is what we're getting on Profit X. And if you look and scan across the rest of the sportsbook market, they all have average odds of about minus 110, so clearly getting the best possible odds on Profit X. And now let's get it in. I know that we have to go to college basketball, which we've already clicked, and scroll all the way down since this is the last game of the night. We can see Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, and if we click into the game, we see that the normal spread is minus 4, but you're getting plus 105 odds at minus 4 for Hawaii. If you go to minus 3.5, you're actually getting even better odds and a lower number at plus 108. So let's go ahead and lock this in, place bet, confirm, and we have locked in the first bet on Profit X. And real quick, before we get into the fun stuff, talking about Lions Commanders NFL action, I wanted to update you guys and let you know that nobody has accepted my Josh Allen bet on Noig yet, but I'll keep you updated. Let's break this one down a little bit. We're going to be taking the Detroit Lions minus 9 against the Commanders at minus 101 odds on Profit X. But if we look across the rest of the sportsbook market, they give it average odds of minus 116 for the Lions to cover minus 9. Essentially, what's being said here is that the sportsbooks all agree that this play has a better chance of hitting than what the bettor on Profit X that set these lines believes it actually does. So let's actually bet it real quick. We'll go to the Lions Commanders game. We're going to go to the spread, and we're going to click minus 9, and we're going to go ahead and bet this. Let's go ahead and put our $50 bet in and hit confirm. So we've locked that in. We have now secured really good value on the Lions minus 9. I mean, just look at this. And while this play isn't the craziest of edges, you still get a good bang for your buck playing this on Profit X at the best possible odds than the rest of the market. We could see a $100 straight bet at minus 101 odds profits you $99. That same $100 straight bet at the market average odds of minus 116 would only profit you $86, which is a difference of $13. You get an extra $13 just by playing this on Profit X instead of playing it somewhere else in the market. Now imagine you could find 30, 40, 50 more bets just like this one, or even better, where you're getting extra profits just from line comparing and sniping the best possible line while having the confidence that the rest of the sportsbooks all agree it has a better chance of hitting than the odds you got it at. That profit is going to add up, and you will become a profitable sports bettor doing this. Now, there wasn't a bunch of value when recording this video on Profit X, so I wanted to share this screenshot I got just the other day of some of the insane value you can find throughout the days and nights on Profit X, just like Noig. And like I said before, the odds you are getting on Profit X shouldn't even exist for these plays, as they are so far off the rest of the market. And who are you going to trust? Some random guy setting these odds on Profit X, or the multi-million-dollar sports books that have algorithms and models setting these lines and odds? Exactly. And if you haven't signed up for Noig or Profit X yet, use code DGF and you will get your deposit matches shown on the screen now. And also remember, the link is down in the description for Daily Grind Fantasy. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed or learned something, make sure you guys leave a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the way out, as we post sports betting content like this every single week. Well, by the end of this recording, nobody did accept my Josh Allen rushing attempts bet, but you get the point.